Behind the scenes of empires and revolutions stood a family that never wore crowns, but financed kings. The Rothschilds, often whispered about, rarely understood, built the most powerful financial dynasty the world had ever seen. But who were they, really? And how did one family rise from a cramped ghetto in Germany to quietly shape the destiny of Europe for centuries? This is the story of the Rothschilds. The story begins in 1744, in the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt, Germany. Born into poverty, Mayer Amschel Rothschild worked as a coin dealer and banking agent to noble families. Though limited by discrimination, Mayer saw an opportunity not in politics, but in money. He didn't dream for himself. He dreamed of a dynasty, and that vision would be realized through his 5 sons. Mayer Amschel sent each of his sons to major European cities to build banks. Amschel stayed in Frankfurt, Salomon went to Vienna, Nathan to London, Karl to Naples, James to Paris. They operated independently, but stayed connected through coded letters, couriers, and a private intelligence network. This created the first international financial web, allowing the Rothschilds to transfer gold and knowledge faster than governments. He became known as the 5 Arrows, a symbol still used in the family crest. The turning point came in 1815. At the Battle of Waterloo, Nathan Rothschild in London learned of Napoleon's defeat before the British government. Using this insider knowledge, he made calculated moves in the London Stock Exchange, buying up bonds while others panicked. He reportedly made a massive profit, and with it, earned the reputation of being the man who controlled the fate of nations. Over the next decades, the Rothschilds financed railways across Europe, the Suez Canal, wars, and post-war reconstruction. The British government's purchase of shares in the East India Company. They weren't just bankers, they were kingmakers. With great wealth came mystery and suspicion. The Rothschilds were intensely private. They married within the family to preserve wealth. They rarely gave interviews, never flaunted power. This secrecy made them targets of conspiracy theories, that they controlled the world's central banks, that they funded both sides of wars, that they manipulated markets for personal gain. While most of these claims are exaggerated or false, they reflect one truth. The Rothschilds had unmatched financial influence in an era before global regulation. By the early 20th century, the Rothschild empire had changed. While still powerful, new players were rising: J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, and others. During World War I, they advised governments and helped fund war efforts. But by World War II, especially in Nazi-occupied France, the family suffered greatly. Properties were seized, assets stolen, and members had to flee. Though they rebuilt after the war, the family's unified global control had faded. Power had shifted to public corporations and state-run central banks. Today, the Rothschilds no longer dominate world finance, but they still hold significant influence through Rothschild and Company, which advises major corporations and governments. They are quieter now. Less a dynasty, more a legacy. Their name still holds weight, not as rulers of money, but as symbols of generational vision, discretion, and global reach. Subscribe for more stories, and let us know in the comments. Which powerful dynasty should we explore next?